And good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Savannah Sports Report. Once again, hosted by the Coach Karl DeMasi right here, presented by Coach's Corner, and it's right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, and now on the Superstations 104.3 Savannah, heard Thursday and Friday mornings from 6 to 7 a.m. It's Wednesday, August 13th. Glad you could be here. Another great show lined up, another group of guests who make the show great lined up, and I hope you enjoy it. We got three guests tonight. Of course, first segment, I always open with local sports schools, sports scores, and sports news. We call that Three Steps in the Door. Then, like I said, every week we're going to check in with 912 Suspence himself, Spencer Waldon, about what games he's going to be covering, what games we could see videos on, his YouTube channel, and then, of course, we'll talk about certain games that are going to be coming up, what he looks into doing at these games. Should be a lot of fun. Then our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week from Effingham County High School, the quarterback. Last year, this kid had a phenomenal season. Tucker Perkins, first year starting, region offensive player of the year. I'm excited to speak about the Rebels and what this young man's going to do this season. Then my third guest is a new guy. He's not really new. He's been at Savannah Country Day. I do apologize. He's been at Savannah Country Day since 2021. He'll be going to his first game as the Hornets head coach this Friday night against Charlotte Country Day at Sanders Field on the campus of Savannah Country Day. We'll be talking to Joey Blackmore. So got a great show lined up for you. So stay with us. And like I said, we're going to go Three Steps in the Door. That's right. Three Steps in the Door, hosted by the Coach Karl DeMasi. It's the Savannah Sports Report now. And, you know, we cover everything from the fairways to the football field. Savannah High student athletes are making headlines this summer. Colleges are making headlines this summer. And, of course, we got to step into the pro realm. We'll talk about the Braves, the Falcons, the Bananas, the PGA Golf Tour guys that are doing well this year or who are on the tour, and they are doing well. And then, of course, we'll close it out with what's happening in the Sound Garden. So here we go. Let's kick it off. Prep Sports Report. Step number one in the door, youth to high school news. Check out the prepsportsreport.com. We got great stories up there every day. Nathan Dominich, Jeff Mola, Stephen Weeks, myself, putting up the information there. Check it out. So far this week, we've done 2 kickoff capsules. Part 1 dealt into the 3A region, that 10-team region. They got 9 region games. So, of course, it's from the Savannah area. I'm sorry that I don't get out to Ludowici and Statesboro, Bullitt County. I apologize, but I can only go so far. So you want to check out, of course, Beach, Calvary, Groves, Windsor Forest, Liberty County, Johnson, Jenkins, and, of course, the Sharks. That was posted on Tuesday, so go to prepsportsport.com and you can see it there. Today was part 2. We dove into the GHSA Class A schools, Savannah Country Day, Savannah Christian, Bryan County, Savannah High, and, of course, the Georgia Independent Athletic Association, St. Andrews, and SCISA, Bethesda Academy. Check it out. Tomorrow will be part 3. We'll get into the Georgia High School State Association Class 6A, which will be Richmond Hill. They got that new Taj Mahal down there in Richmond Hill. 5A, Bradwell, Effingham, South Effingham. And then 4A, Benedictine, and New Hampstead. Check it out. It'll be posted tomorrow. Here's your schedule for this week. Kickoff in 3 days. Friday, okay? Friday, Bradwell and Liberty County, rivalry. New Hampstead at South Effingham. Benedictine goes to Colquitt County. Both are ranked high in their specific classifications. Of course, Colquitt County is in 6A, Benedictine in 4A. Islands at McIntosh County Academy down there in Darien. Jenkins travels to Wintersville, takes on Lowndes, Valdosta. Johnson's at Bryan County, Savannah Christian at Whitfield Academy. Charlotte Country Day comes into Savannah Country Day for Treacher Academy at Savannah High. Edmund Burke Academy travels to St. Andrews. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's at Daffin Park. They're redoing St. Andrews athletic facilities, so they will be playing at Daffin Park this year. And then on Saturday, we got the Corky Cole Classic. Calvary Day School versus Beach in a region game at Georgia Southern at 6 o'clock. You got to be excited about that. So those are the games for Friday and Saturday night. All right? What other stories tonight we talk about this week on the Prep Sports Report? Savannah Christian, St. Vincent's, Savannah Country Day clashing in that 1A area of volleyball. Savannah Christian's won it 4 out of the last 5 years. St. Vincent's is right there with them. Savannah Christian hasn't finished less than second in those 5 years. Okay, so first and second. St. Vincent's won it in 2022. And then, of course, Country Day is right there to knock anybody off. So that's going to be a fierce battle. Stories on Prep Sports Report. Havisham School volleyball team off to a great start. They won the Spikes LCA tournament last weekend. They beat Effingham and St. Andrews last night. Coach Susan Barry's got that. Ladies doing a good job. Check that story out. They also hired a new basketball coach. Ben Eisenberg takes over as the Havisham head boys coach. Michael Jadon, 1 year there, is now the assistant coach at Savannah State with Cleavon Thompson. So congratulations to Ben. Savannah Christian, I said this last week, but I'm going to say it again. The duo of Maxwell and Buttery captured the Georgia Cheerleading Coaches Association All-State Cheer Honors. Savannah Christian cheer standouts, Melissa Maxwell and Bailey Buttery earned GCCA All-State Honors. Maxwell was the overall state champion, and Buttery was the runner-up. All right. College, step 2 in the door, Georgia. He's making a name for himself, Elijah Griffin, okay? True freshman, turning heads, going to be on that defensive front. Key veterans a guard. He's making a quick adjustment, and his physical style could make him a starter. And from what I read, DogNation.com, could be an all-SEC contender. It's going to be pretty interesting what Elijah Griffin does out of Savannah Christian, now a Bulldog. All right, Georgia Tech, they ran 140 plays on last Saturday. They had 15 possessions. Coach Brett Key called it a balanced, praising both offense and defense scrimmage. Said it was a chance for players and coaches to get valuable game day reps. Georgia Southern did the same thing. They had their fan day scrimmage at Paulson Stadium. J.C. French orchestrated a 5-play, 75-yard scoring drive, completing a pass to 5 different receivers and finishing with a 27-yard touchdown pass to Carmelo Mays, showcasing chemistry between him and his receivers. Going to be pretty interesting to see what Georgia Southern does. Savannah State, they got a quarterback battle, but there's no news being published. There's 3 quarterbacks going for one spot. We know true freshman out of New Hampshire High School, Rashawn Truell, is one of those quarterbacks. Let's go pro baseball. Got to make this quick. The Braves, 51-68, 13 games back in both the division standings and the wild card standing. I got to be honest with you, people. They're beyond playoff contention. Ugly loss last night. They lost 13-5 to the Mets. Strider got blown out. Relief pitch came in, got blown out. Tonight, 7:10, up there in Citi Field, not Shea Stadium, Citi Field in Flushing, Queens. Carrasco gets the start for the Braves against Peterson, who has like a 2.49 ERA. Going to be a tough one. Falcons, all 5 Atlanta Falcons draft picks got to play in their first scrimmage against the Lions. Of course, we know the game ended early because of serious injury. Head coach Raheem Morris confirmed that starter Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins will sit out the next game. Easton Stick and Emery Jones are expected to play against the Titans. Depth chart, Atlanta has released the second preseason depth chart. Check it out on the NFL site, the Atlanta Falcons. Bananas, all right, they sold out Camden Yards, 90,000 people. They sold out Coors Field last week, 100,000 people. Okay, they're going to be in Chicago at the White Sox Stadium, right field. It's going to be pretty impressive. And also, the tailgaters and the party animals will be playing in Fayetteville. Okay, the Bananas will take on the Firefighters. They're back in Savannah the following weekend. Then they'll, I think the Firefighters and, I don't know if it's, the Firefighters and the tailgaters will, the tailgaters, right, will be in Starkville. Then they go back and play in Pittsburgh. Okay, so Savannah Bananas, they'll be on TV starting August 16th all the time. Pro golf, Brian Harmon made the top 50. Goes on to the BM Championship this week, starts tomorrow. To get to the FedEx Cup Championship up there at East Lake in Atlanta, he has to finish in the top 50. Tim O'Neill at the Boeing Classic, tied for 37, 2 under. O'Neill ranks 35th. Sowers did not play. He's ranked 75th. Soundgarden, Saturday night, we got Trashy Annie at 7 p.m. Then on August 30th, we're at the Yacht Club. Go across the parking lot. You can check out Thunderbolt Indoor Golf and Games. It's virtual golf courses. There's 2 bays. Membership bookings are available. You don't want to play in the heat. You want to play some golf, just go right over there. Get your food, your beverage, go in there. It's air conditioning. It's great. Don't forget, Coach's Sports Network has two shows, Rubbin' and Grubbin', who went on. It's 5 o'clock tonight, and yours truly, the Savannah Sports Report, Wednesdays, 7 to 8 p.m., and replayed on the Superstations on Thursday and Friday mornings from 6 to 7 a.m. Remember, Coach's Corner, it's Savannah's home for sports, music, food, and fun. All right, I'm out of here. Next up, we're going to talk to the man himself, 912 Suspence, Spencer Waldon. Where is he going to be this week? Where are the highlights going to come from? Stay tuned. We'll be right back with what's going on in high school football. You're watching the Savannah Sports Report, hosted by the Coach Karl DeMasi, presented by Coach's Corner. Be back. Hold tight. I'll be back. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere, so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers, to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden, now with more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day.
Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style, we are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back, sports fans, to the Savannah Sports Report, hosted by the Coach Karl DeMasi, presented by Coach's Corner right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And, of course, now Thursday and Friday mornings, replayed from 6 to 7 a.m. on the Superstations 104.3. So, like I told you early on, about a month ago, this young man is going to be joining me every night that I'm on, every show that we're doing. He's got one of the sharpest eyes in the Coastal Empire for high school football, the videographer, videographer, okay, behind the 912 Suspence Instagram and YouTube channel, Spencer Waldon from Islands High School. He's been doing this for 5 years, does a great job. Go check it out on YouTube, 912 Suspence, and you can see what I'm talking about. Tonight, the big question is, where is he headed this week? Like, where in Carmen, San Diego is he going to be, okay? Well, that's old school, I know. We'll break down his game, what he is looking for in the game. We'll dig into what fueled these choices. Spencer, it's always great to have you back in the lineup. So joining me on the Coach's Corner hot seat is the man himself, 912 Suspence, Spencer Waldon. What's up, Spencer? How's it going?
Pretty good, Coach. How are you?
Hey, it's Wednesday night. I'm talking local sports. We're going live. Remember, we got a 10-minute time limit here due to the fact that we have to keep to the time limit on the radio now. So once again, I'm glad you're here. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just happy the regular season's finally here. We could just get to football.
It's Friday Night Lights. Are you ready for football? And then, of course, Saturday,
Yes, sir.
we got Calvary taking on Beats. But so if people don't know, go to YouTube, look up 912 Suspense, and you can see all the highlights that this young man has done with all the different sports, and you'll enjoy it, okay? So to start it off, this week's destination, all right? You're going to cover some great matchups this season. Which game or games you headed to this weekend or starting Friday night, and what made them stand out on your schedule?
So this week, me personally, I'm gonna be at the Windsor versus Bethesda. I want to say that's a scrimmage. That's not the official week one. And then I have another cameraman going out to cover the Bradwell versus Liberty rivalry game. So I'm gonna have both of those games covered on my YouTube this upcoming week. And then what made those two stand out, one, like we were talking about last week, the rivalry between Bradwell and Liberty. Bradwell has Liberty's old quarterback, so that should be a interesting matchup, an interesting atmosphere out there. I'm not too familiar about the rivalry, but I know it goes deep over there. So I'm gonna have a cameraman capturing that. And then Bethesda has, to me, since they're in Skeezer, not a lot of people talk about Bethesda, and then there's not a lot of eyes on them. They won the state championship 2 years ago, lost in the state championship last year. So I'm gonna go out there, check them out, give them some coverage, put some eyes on them, and then see what Windsor has as well.
Nice. Okay, so scouting the storylines. Okay, when you choose a game to film, what are the main things you're looking for? Is it a rivalry atmosphere, star players, playoff implications, or is there something else that's an intangible that goes into your choices?
It's really all of the above, like everything you just said, and then like I said a couple weeks ago, I like to try to find like the most even matchup. I don't want to watch a blowout. I know people don't want to watch blowouts, so I look for the most even matchup that I believe. And then, like you said, the atmosphere, if there's a rivalry going on, the playoff implications, if it's a close in the region, like just all of that stuff, everything. I look at all the little details and stuff.
Well, that's what goes into it. So, it's pretty exciting that, you get to, break it down, and you know the kids, the teams. So it makes it exciting, makes it really exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, behind the lens, okay, because you shoot your camera. Now, what are we calling you? A videographer?
Videographer, yeah.
There you go. You got a knack for capturing high school football energies, great plays. What approach on game night do you make sure that your videos really showcase the emotion and action at these games?
So what I do, so I have my brother film with me. So I'm on one half of the field, he's on the other half. And then sometimes I'm able to have another one of my friends come out and film to have 3 angles. So I believe having the most cameras on the field to capture as many angles as you can, the better. And then I over film. Like if a play ends, I'm still filming for about 15, 20 seconds. Cause players like to react to their plays. Players like to talk trash. A coach might say something or they'll look in the crowd. So, just more cameras on the field, capturing more angles, and then, just overshooting, just capturing as much content as you can.
Well, I know facial expressions get a lot too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Inside the picks, okay, when you preview a highlighted game on 912 Suspense on YouTube and Instagram, what's the process behind deciding your must-watch highlights to post for the games? What says that's a post that's going to get people excited about high school football?
I kind of just post almost everything. Like I want, not that it's like raw, but I kind of just want people just to see, just see it all. Especially down here in Savannah, because we don't get so much eyes. I just want people, like especially like college coaches, everybody looks for the highlights, and that's Instagram is mainly the highlights, and YouTube covers the full game. So if we're just speaking on Instagram, of course, like the big catches, big touchdowns, the big hits and interceptions, that's what I mainly focus on with that. But the YouTube, I cover everything because I want people and college scouts and all of that just to be able to see how players and teams react from the start to the finish.
All right, I know you're not going to get to these other games, but do any other games stand out for you? Like we know Bradwell and Liberty, you got someone going. New Hampshire, South Effingham, Benedictine, Colquitt, Islands at MCA, McIntosh County. Jenkins going down the Lowndes, Johnson at Bryan County, Savannah Christian Whitfield, Charlotte Country Day at Savannah Country Day, Frederica at Savannah High, Edmund Burke at St. Andrews. Any of these other games excite you? Anything you want to say something about those other games?
I mean, I think everybody knows that BC Colquitt game is going to be big. Like you were saying earlier, two top programs in their respective conferences, and then Jenkins and Lowndes. So I feel like you can get some answers out of that game for Jenkins. It's going to be interesting. I know their O-line kind of struggled a little bit during their scrimmage versus Richmond Hill, and Lowndes is no joke. So you'll be able to get some good answers out of that just to see how they're able to hold up and compete against a legit top program. Who else there was another one that you mentioned. Oh, that's Savannah Christian. Who is it? Whitfield Academy? I think that's
Whitfield Academy. Yes.
Yeah, that's an underrated one.
That's up in Atlanta.
Yeah, Savannah Christian lost a lot of like top name talent, but they still have a lot of talent over there. They have really good coaches, as you know. So I think that's going to be a good game. And then Whitfield Academy, they have a good team as well. So I don't know too much about them, but I know their head coach is a former coach at Savannah Christian, so he knows them. So that should be a good game.
Oh, Coach Waltz is a big hype guy. You know,
Waltz,
he's going to bump chest. He's going to pat you on the back, but he's going to get in your face when he has to get in your face. So
100%.
He coached the defense over at Savannah Christian, and he did a great job. All right. So standout moments. Looking back on what's happened to this point so far, what excites you about, or what do you feel the fans are excited about coming into the first official Friday Night Lights?
Like I just said, I think everybody's just excited that football is finally here. Everybody loves Friday Night Lights. It's just something about 7:30 on a Friday, getting to go to the stadium, even if you're 20, 30 years, 40, 50 years out of high school, like just that feeling. It's just something about being under the lights on a Friday night. So I think that's what everybody's just mainly excited for. And then, that's one step closer to college, which is one step closer to the pros. So I think everybody's just happy that football is just here in general.
Yeah, that means college is going to start kickoff in 2 weeks, and then pros will kick off in 3 weeks. Pretty excited about it. All right, and we got a little time here, so just going on the opposite side here, looking at the pros. I know you're a big Steeler fan, and I don't know who you're rooting for in college.
So I don't really have a main college team. I mean, since my family and all is from Pitt, I root for them, but Pitt's been kind of struggling for a while. But now that I've been covering the sports and all these players that I built relationships with are going to college, I kind of just root for players now. So, Luke's over at Mississippi State, Jake Mertlinger, he's over at Tennessee, Elijah and Thomas are over at Georgia, Third Scroggins is over at Miami, Mike's at South Carolina. So I'm all over the place now.
So, all right. Well, it's always great having you on. If you're not already following, head over to 912 Suspence on YouTube, and Instagram will be back soon. The place you can't miss, Coastal Empire Georgia football highlights and stories, okay? Once again, thanks again, and we'll see you under the Friday Night Lights, and I'll catch you on the sideline somewhere.
Sounds good, Coach. See you next week.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
I mean, the kid does a great job. I mean, he's there for the kids. He's getting more hype out there about the kids. You got to love it. You got to give him credit for doing it. And I really appreciate him coming on and talking about where he's going to be. And I'm telling you, he has some fantastic highlights. Go check it out from last year, the year before that. He's got schools calling him to come take videos of their games. So he's got some clout, okay? And, he's a product of mine. Islands High School, he played 1 year. My last year, coached the JV team, and then he was a young pup. And then him and David Dougal came and started playing for the varsity. They were there for that first varsity season. So a little coach favoritism right there. I'm sorry, but I got to do that. All right, next up, we're going to be talking to our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Effingham County High School. All-world quarterback. Last year, he shocked the world. I mean, he was phenomenal. And we'll be talking to, hopefully, Tucker Perkins. Stay tuned. I'll be back soon. I got to take a commercial break. You're listening to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Check 2. I got to take a break. You're listening to the Savannah Sports Report, hosted by Karl DeMasi, presented by the Coach presented by Coach's Corner on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And, of course, now on Thursdays and Friday mornings, replayed from 6 to 7 a.m. Check it out, Savannah Superstations 104.3. I'll be back, I promise.
Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden, now more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day.
Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
Well, welcome back, fans, to the Savannah Sports Report with the coach, Karl DeMasi, right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, presented by, of course, Coach's Corner, and now heard Thursdays and Fridays at 6 to 7 a.m. on the Superstations, 104.3 FM in our area. Well, didn't get any connection with Tucker Perkins. I thought, I sent them the information. Coach said not to worry about it, but don't have them. So if you're tuning in and you want to listen to my interview with Tucker Perkins, it's not going to happen. So I apologize. I thought I had it set up, and I guess I dropped the ball. But anyway, just to let you know about Tucker Perkins, okay, in his very first year as a starter, Tucker lit up the stat sheet. He threw for over 2,600 yards, 32 touchdowns. He earned a Region 1-5A Offensive Player of the Year. Pretty impressive in that region. Now, supposedly, I did see him at the Savannah Sports Report, Prep Sports Report, Optimal Orthopedics Media Day. He's bigger, he's stronger, more experienced, a lot of confidence. He answered some good questions in a confident way. He's going to be the leader of the Rebels into another big season. So once again, I wish he could have been here, but he's not here. So what is the coach going to talk about? Well, I guess I got to plug the Prep Sports Report. If you go over to the Prep Sports Report, I've been putting up the this year's football capsules. We started out on Tuesday with Part 1, Georgia High School State Association, Class 3, 3A region. It's going to be pretty exciting. There's 10 teams. They only get to play one non-region game. Calvary and Jenkins went at it last year for the region title. Calvary won by, I think, 2 points. It's going to happen again. Calvary and Beach will kick off the region season this Saturday at the prettiest little stadium in the United States, Boston Stadium, home of your Georgia Southern University Eagles, at 6 o'clock. Michael Thompson said in the Savannah Chatham County Public Schools Media Day that he wanted to give his players the experience of playing in a college stadium. What other better way, okay? So, to me, the front leaders are always going to be, okay, right now I see Calvary and Jenkins. Check out what their coaches said in their capsules. Don't count out Long County, okay? Long County is not in it. Southeast Bullock is not in my capsules. But those two teams have perennial D1 college running backs. So check out Long County, Southeast Bullock, wherever they post their capsules. I'm sorry, but it's just too much for this guy to get out there into Long County and Bullock County to get that. So hopefully you guys can throw some love. Beach and Liberty County and Windsor Forest all are very athletic. We know Groves and Islands are looking for their first wins in almost, Islands is looking for its first win in over 3 years. Groves won last year. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Michael Thompson comes back at the helm. This is his 6th year at AE Beach High School. You know, he's got 111 wins and 62 losses, and he's got like 4 state championships over there at Memorial Day School. So hopefully this will be the year that they, kick it in. Like I said, they open up Saturday at Georgia Southern against Calvary at 6 p.m. Calvary Day School has Jason Cameron. Not a new coach. He coached at Jenkins, then went out to Vidalia, head coach. Mark Stroud retired. Jason Cameron got the job. I mean, you're talking about James Mobley, Marion Knight, Jalen Hicks, Jay Verda, John Swindell, Emerson Lewis, Braxton Bell. They're very, very talented. And of course, Buddy Curry. So look for them to do pretty well this year again. I know they lost Blackshear, they lost Coleman, they lost Cutter Powell, but I think they're going to be very good under Jason Cameron, okay? And he's learned a lot from what he's told me from Mark Stroud. After they play Beach, then the following week they go with Oceanside Collegiate, which is one of the better teams out of South Carolina. Then they have a big matchup on September 5th against Southeast Bullock, so we'll see where both teams fit. And then September 19th, okay, they'll be at Memorial Stadium taking on Jenkins. Groves, Calvin Wells, 1 win last year. Graduated a lot of players, so he's going to be looking for the younger guys to step up. He told me he's looking for Jawan Tate, William West, Caleb Diddy to step up. He said he's got a really good young running back, Taft James. They open up next week, the 22nd, at West Lawrence, and they come back and they take on Jenkins on the 29th. Islands High School new coach, Rusty Perry. He had 1 year over there at St. Andrews, where he graduated from. He's been at Richmond Hill, Bethesda. Brings in a lot of excitement, a lot of experience. He's got Chet Bachman back, Jason Padgett, Zion Patrick, Ethan McKinney. I heard there's a little quarterback competition going on. So Chet Bachman, I don't know if he'll be the starting quarterback. So, and he's focusing on the team. Yeah, I feel bad for Islands High School. One, because I've been there, I know what it's like, but there's no feeder program. Coastal doesn't have a middle school team. A lot of these Catholic school kids that live out on Wilmington Island go to BC, Calvary, or Savannah Christian. So they open up Friday night at McIntosh County Academy in Darien. Then they come home and they take on Southeast Bullock on the 29th at Islands Stadium. Jenkins, I think he's loaded again. He's got Demetrius Holloway back at quarterback, Ryan Holloway at wide receiver, Cameron Thompson's back on the O-line, Sean Izzard is defense lineman that is well known. You got Dominic Johnson, Zaire Sanders, Gisela Boatwright, and his running back Ryan Scott is back. They lost some key players, but I'm telling you right now, watch out for the Jacob Warriors. Like I said, they go to Lowndes, and then they got Groves, and then Liberty County, then Beach, and then September 19th, I guess everybody's going to be looking for that Calvary Day matchup out at Memorial Stadium. Johnson, Coach Smith does a great job. This is his 3rd season there. He's very energetic, and I noticed at the Savannah County Public School Media Day, he had those kids excited, okay? Quarterback Shamari King, Desreen Davis, Caden Moore, Marquise Cooks, Al Cush on the old line. He's excited about his team. They open up at Bryan County Friday night, and that's going to be one of the Prep Sports Report's games. Nathan Dominance will be covering it. They'll be traveling out to Bryan County to get that game, so look for it Saturday morning. Pretty excited about it. Liberty County opens up, of course, with rival Bradwell. That's always interesting. Coach Glazer comes in. This will be his 4th season. They open up with Bradwell, then they take on Windsor Forest and then Jenkins on September 5th. Windsor Forest, that's got to be the fastest offense on 2 feet with Coach Frazier. This is his 2nd year. Got a lot of key players coming back. He's excited about it. They'll take on Brandley County on the 22nd, then come back on Liberty County on the 29th. So that's your Region 3, Class 3, Region 3A teams. Now, today, what was posted? Bryan County making waves. Coach Sherrod Freeman's got that team going. Savannah Christian, they lost a lot, but they're being picked very highly in the preseason rankings. I mean, they got key returning players. They got their whole offensive line back, quarterback back. We're going to see what happens with running back. Freshman, they're counting on a freshman running back. But, Weston Hughes and Athen Hudspeth's coming back. It's going to be pretty interesting. So, Coach Baker Woodward does a great job over there. They travel to Whitfield Academy on Friday night. Then on the 22nd, they open against New Hampstead. Pretty tough schedule. Then 29th, Mount Paran, 5th, Oceanside Collegiate, and then 12th, Fellowship Christian, and then Blessed Trinity. And then they have 4 region games, Country Day, Vidalia, Swainsboro, and Toombs. Savannah Country Day has a new coach in Coach Joey Blackmore. He brings a lot of experience. NCAA Division 1AA national champion player from North Dakota, the Bison. The kids are excited. He's been there 5 years now. This is his 5th year, but he's the first year as head coach. The kids know what they're like. You'll be listening to him in about 10 minutes. So hang in there for Coach Joey Blackmore. Charlotte Country Day this Friday night, and then Athens Academy. They got 3 home games. Charlotte Country Day this Friday night, the 15th. Athens Academy on the 22nd, and Porter-Gaud on the 29th, all at Saunders Field. I told you about Bryan County. They got one of the best running backs, I think, in the area, in Andreas McKinney. Check it out. They open up with Johnson Friday night. That's one of our games. And Savannah High, the Blue Jackets under Moses Green, trying to change that culture over there. He's coming from Jenkins High School, a lot of discipline. They'll open at Savannah High Friday night against Frederica Academy. And the other game we will be doing Friday night, let me get it straight. Bryan County against Johnson. Oh, we'll be covering the New Hampstead game against South Effingham, which those capsules will come out tomorrow. So, sorry I couldn't get Tucker Perkins on the show. I do apologize. It happens. Whether they're still up there in the Palace of the Pine practicing, hopefully we can get him on sometime during the year. So next up, we'll be talking to the man entering his first game as the head coach over at Savannah Country Day, but he's not new at Savannah Country Day, and that's, of course, Joey Blackmore. You're listening and watching the Savannah Sports Report, hosted by the Coach Karl DeMasi, presented by Coach Scorner on the Coach Scorner Sports Network. And now Thursday and Friday mornings from 6 to 7 a.m., replaying of this show. This show will be replayed on Friday. Last week's show will be replayed on Thursday. It gives me a couple times to break it down and get it all situated. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Joey Blackmore up next.
Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere, so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden, now with more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for?
Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day.
Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style, we are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back, sports fans, to the Savannah Sports Report, hosted by the coach, Karl DeMasi, and it's presented by Coach's Corner, and of course on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, and now heard every Thursday and Friday morning from 6 to 7 a.m. on Superstations 104.3 FM. Check it out. Like I said before the last segment when I broke, Thursday will be replay of last Wednesday night's show, and Friday will be this Wednesday night, tonight. So check it out. So if you don't want to listen to or hear last week's show again, don't listen Thursday. If you want to listen again, go right ahead. And of course, this one will be replayed on Friday morning. Well, it's Friday night under the lights. Okay, this young man's been at Savannah Country now, I think, for at least 4 years. Has done a great job. All the kids know who he is. He's also now assistant athletic director. He got named interim head coach, but they finally made it official in May. So I'm really excited about it. But joining us now is Savannah Country Days head football coach Joey Blackmore. He's a 3-time national champion as a player at North Dakota State, Fargo, the Bison, and a 2-time champ as a coach. We got to find out about that. Coach Blackmore has brought a championship mindset, changing the chemistry over there at Savannah Country Day since he arrived in 2021. This Friday night, he'll lead Savannah Country Day onto Saunders Field for the first time as their head coach in their home opener against Charlotte Country Day. Coach, welcome in. It's a big week for you and your team. And joining me on the hot seat is the head coach from Savannah Country Day, Joey Blackmore. What's up, Coach?
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
It's a lot of fun. I'm talking high school football. I'm talking sports in general. So, you know me. I could talk sports all night long, and it's great to have you on. But I had to get you on here to let people know about you. I know we wrote the story in the Prep Sports Report. So, how does a guy from North Dakota wind up here in the good old hot, humid South?
Yeah, that's an interesting story. It's kind of long. I'll summarize it as best I can. I was a college defensive coordinator at Minnesota State. We had the best defense in the history of the program in 2018. We made the playoffs. My son was born in late November, Tommy, and I really didn't see him awake till he was over a month old, and decided to get out of that profession and figured I might as well get out of the Midwest. So my wife and I, we moved to Florida. I had never even been to Florida. I got out of coaching completely. And I quickly realized that we probably needed to get into private school education a little bit. And had to leverage my resume, and that's where I met John Mooring. And I knew him for about 4 months. He hired me as the offensive coordinator at Bishop Verot High School in Fort Myers, Florida. And a month later, he took the job at Savannah Country Day. So that's how I ended up in Savannah.
Wow. And you're originally from North Dakota, right?
I'm born in Minnesota, but I lived in North Dakota in Fargo longer than I've lived anywhere else. So
okay.
I claim North Dakota.
Well, you had a good time up there in North Dakota, though, right?
Yeah. It was awesome. So I was there I played safety from 2009 to 2013. And then I coached defensive backs there in 2014 and 15 before I accepted a defensive coordinator job.
Well, it's ironic that you're wearing a little gold and green again.
Yeah, that's the only reason I actually came here was there was the same colors. You know, I'm a Green Bay Packer fan too. So if they had been a different color, I probably wouldn't have accepted the job. So
right there, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, when I got to Groves way back when, 23 years ago, this was my game shirt. I finally lost enough weight to put it back on. They had the Georgia Tech logo, the Georgia Tech G. I said, no way. So, you know, being from the North and following Vince Lombardi, and he took the G out to Green Bay, you know, the G stands for greatness. You know, that's why he put it on the helmet. You know that.
Yeah, go Pack, go.
So I don't have to tell you the history. But anyway, so let's get this rolling, okay? So first game feelings. So what's going through your mind as you prepare to take the field for the first time as the head coach for the Hornets football varsity program?
Truly, I'm just really excited for our kids. You know, that we've had a really good summer leading into a fall camp. I genuinely feel like we're very prepared. You know, we even mixed some things up this morning in practice, and they didn't skip a beat. You know, they really are understanding the system, both offensively and defensively. So I'll just be very excited. I'm excited for them to just perform and play well. You're
not going to be like, remember the Titans over there on the side wall, you know,
no, it sounds weird. I really don't get nervous at all.
Some coaches don't.
Yeah, I say it. I've been in all of the athletics I've competed in. The only thing that ever made me nervous was running the open 400. I don't know why, but that would get to me. Everything else just felt really easy. So,
all right. I heard you mention preparation. So let's go preparation focus. What's been the biggest focus in practice this week leading into Friday night's game against Charlotte Country Day?
Well, it's interesting. It's really the first time we've been together as a starting unit, both offensively and defensively. You know, I stole this from North Dakota State. In 2010, Coach Bull kind of revamped how we did things, and we went to a double rep situation where everyone's getting reps constantly. And we did that the whole fall camp. So this week it was, okay, trying to find the chemistry, playing together. You know, the starting linebackers hadn't really been together. The starting O-line hadn't really been together. So it was cool to kind of see it click. And then really the first few weeks will be finding the right combination, the right balance, the right rotations, because I believe in playing, you know, second string guys early in games and often, you know, always moving the program forward. So.
All right. And then, of course, being a coach, you're looking for an identity. You're looking for goals. So what kind of identity do you want this year's team to show right out of the gate?
Toughness, just period. I mean, we are not the biggest. We are not the strongest. We are not the fastest. We can be the toughest, and, you know, physically and mentally. Physically, obviously, we're just going full speed, 6 seconds at a time, take a break and do it again. Mentally, when things go bad, how are we going to respond? You know, I'm excited to see that we do have really, really good senior leadership, and there is going to be adversity. You know, we are not going to run the table. And how are we going to respond if we get down? How are we going to respond if we lose a game? Those are the things that I'm excited about. And if we can be physically and mentally tough, we're going to find ourselves in some really good competitive 4-quarter games.
All right, and you just said it. It's about the kids. So players, give a big shout out to a couple of your players that you want people to know about.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with the captains. You know, Hayes Beaver's been getting a lot of recognition, and for really good reasons. He's going to be a 3-year starter. He's been all region multiple years. Boone Wiesner He's moving from O-line to tight end, and he's also playing linebacker. He played some D-line, and he's really just impressed me. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to do it from a movement skills standpoint, and his just angles are great. And, he kind of makes up for a lot of things with great angles and just being really sharp mentally and understanding the scheme and what we're trying to do, both offensively and defensively. Najee Young, he's another guy that, he started last year at running back a little bit, but he's been playing significant snaps for 3 years now. He's a captain. And then JT Hill, he started as an O-lineman last year, and he's just interesting. I mean, we're not sure where we're going to play him. He's playing a little center. He's playing left tackle. He could be our best left guard, or right guard. And he's just, as soon as we figure out who our 5 best are, JT's just going to be a kind of a swing guy, and he's having a really, really good fall.
All right. So you're coming into it, new quarterback. You didn't mention new quarterback now.
Yeah. Devin, he's great too. Pleasantly surprised. We hired his dad applied for an opening in the middle school PE department. And it just sounds wild. I didn't really know who Devin was. I was on the middle school staff a year ago. Devin came in, he was at Savannah Christian, and he helped them win the Toombs game from what I understand. And that was the region championship for Christian. And even against Country Day, I do remember him now, kind of scrambling all over us and making plays as a freshman. So I knew that Coach Trawick had a son that played football, but we are pleasantly surprised at what he's bringing to our football team from a leadership standpoint, and then obviously as a player.
All right, wrapping it up, message to the fans, okay? Friday night, it's at home. First 3 games are home, right?
First 3 are home.
So what's your message to the Hornet faithful who will be in the stands seeing your team for the first time under your leadership?
Yeah, well, I would just say we can't wait. We can't wait to come out there and show you what we've been working on. And these kids deserve all the support in the world. They have it pretty tough academically here, and we demand a lot athletically. So, yeah, we're very, very excited over here. There's a lot of excitement building with Savannah Country Day.
Well, Coach, I could tell at the let me get this right, the Optum Orthopedics Prep Sports Report Media Day that the guys gravitated to you, and they had a lot of great positive things to say about you. They know you because you've been there since 2021, and it looks like it's just going to be a smooth transition. You taking over this program. I look forward to what you do. But once again, thanks for taking the time, because I know first week, game week. Best of luck in your head coach debut for Savannah Country Day. Oh, it also said you won 2 national championships in high school?
In high school?
Did you win it on a high school level?
No. Unfortunately, I lost in the state title. But we made up for it at North Dakota State. That team you like a lot, Georgia Southern. Yeah. They came up.
Oh, I remember the Georgia Southern one. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I'm looking forward to watching what you got to do. And I've been saying this since I've been here since 1995, following Country Day football. It's the little train that could, okay? People don't give them a lot of credit, but those kids come every night, pound for pound. They'll play with anybody. And you got a bunch of good kids over there. Best of luck. And I guess we can't say go Bisons. We got to say go Hornets.
That's right. Thank you so much for all you do for the community.
I appreciate it, Joey. I'll see you. You can tell when I saw him at that media day, just the kids gravitating to him, his positivity. It was nice to see. And he wanted the kids to lead that media day, which is something special, okay? So I give him a lot of credit. I can't wait to see what the Hornets do Friday night at Saunders Field on the campus of Savannah Country Day against Charlotte Country Day. All right, Karl's Corner. This is where I always take something, whether it's in the national news, not on the national news, but I got to talk about the first game. Coach, the first game. For every high school senior over the last 2 weeks, they've been looking back at their milestones that mark the countdown to graduation. The first day of their senior year is one of them. You drive or walk onto campus knowing this is the last time you'll have that first day feeling. New clothes, notebooks, the fresh start, the excitement that you're the man or the lady on campus, the nerves that go into it. But in high school football, there's another one that hits just as hard, the first game. This week under the lights, seniors will take the field for the opening game of their final season. I still remember my senior year. It's not just another Friday night. It's a moment that's been building for years, from youth league practices in the heat to JV games in front of half-full crowded fields or stadiums to the grind of the off-season workouts. It all leads to this, the beginning of the end of their high school football journey, the last first game. The last first game means something different to every player. For some, it's the start of a championship season or a championship chase. For others, it's about savoring every day because they know this will be the last final steps in pads. It's about walking out of the tunnel with teammates who become your brothers, hearing the roar of the crowd, feeling the band's drums in your chest, and knowing you're writing the final chapter of your high school football story. Years from now, they might not remember the score of this game, but they'll remember the feeling, the goosebumps during the national anthem, the nerves during national anthem, the smell of the grass, the humidity, the heat, the dew, the look in the parents' eyes when you run out for warm-ups. These are things of the last first game. So Friday and Saturday night, for the seniors in the Coastal Empire, play like it's your first game and your last game all at once. Leave it all out on the field, every play. Don't take a play off because you're not going to get that play back. This is your last first game. Make it count. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. You know, I go back almost. I'm an old guy. Next year, it will be 50 years, my senior season. Didn't turn out the way I wanted it to be, but I still remember my friends, my brothers. Some of them passed away already. But you know what? You'll never forget that last season. Well, on that note, I got to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry that I couldn't hook up with Tucker Perkins out of Effingham County High School. Like I said, football practice, might be open house. Who knows what's going up there at the Palace of the Pines. John Ford is a class act, and I know he tried to help me get him on. So I look forward to meeting that young man because I'm going to tell you, he had a phenomenal season last year. He's one of the quarterbacks that we're going to be watching this year. Can't wait to see him play. So please say a prayer for this crazy world. Say a prayer for what's going on. Help somebody out. Be polite. Be kind. Make someone smile. It'll make your day. And once again, we all need to come together. Like I say every show, whatever you're doing today or tomorrow, always hit out of the park. And until I talk to you next week, may it be your best week ever. God bless. Peace out. Friday Night Lights, baby. Are you ready for some football? I am. Enjoy it. Talk to you next week.